The Boy Who Cried Witch Hunt. And happy blue moon in Sag. And what a vibe this one is. It's been pretty intense, and I was kind of noodling on this long-standing storyline that's been coming through the readings since the Watcher reading. And it had occurred to me that that Algol conjunction at the new moon, that's a vibe that's carrying through. So that might be some kind of the influence. And there's actually a really on point documentary that just came out on Netflix that really, I think, encapsulates the vibe. It's called Trust Me, and it's about this polygamist cult. I only got through episode 1. I think there's only 3, but it was pretty upsetting. So, trigger warning on that one if you check it out. But that intensity and revealing something unfortunate, unsavory about a trusted person, a leader, something like that. That's kind of the vibe, because Sagittarius is beliefs, the teacher, the sage, and the full moon in Sagittarius, that's look at the bigger picture, and then the blue moon is believe in the impossible. Because people under the thumb of tyrants like that, cult leaders, whatever, it might feel impossible to escape. And unfortunately, a lot of times it is. So I kind of want to dig down a little bit further into the micro level. But I don't know if the truths coming out will necessarily be pleasant. What is this? This is flight. So, movement of thought, shifting of beliefs. Not necessarily in a good way. Like, kind of in a shocking way. And I got an interesting dice roll, too. 10th house, Gemini, and Pluto. So it's kind of getting a seed that might have been planted during when Pluto was in Capricorn, meant to flower in Gemini season. That's just kind of the vibe I'm getting. But now Pluto is in Aquarius, and Aquarius would break down those systems, anything that needs to be broken down. So what is this Boy Who Cried Witch Hunt about? It's like somebody who doesn't want to take accountability. Because even though I've only got through 1 episode of that, I suspect there will be some accountability dodging and like things like that. It's kind of predictable, that behavior. Let's see. What is this? 5 of Swords in reverse. Venus in Aquarius. Resolving of a conflict. Yeah, okay. Because if we're at the accountability part, that makes sense. And this is my Spanish deck. It has slightly different planetary associations than my English one. Compromise, communication, end of conflict. So what about this conflict, this end of conflict? Oh, and I don't know if I even said the title of that card. It's the Witch Hunter, Danger, and it's in reverse. Because along with this lunar cycle peaking, you know, because it's the 2nd full moon in this month, my lunar cycle is also peaking, which from the witchy sense is actually pretty cool that that is the moon cycle that my body synced up with. But also I'm in so much pain and I'm a fiend for sugar right now. I'm definitely gonna treat myself after this to some Taco Bell for lunch. That is my favorite. We've got 9 of Cups, Jupiter and Pisces, and Four of Swords, Jupiter in Libra in reverse. So 2 Jupiter cards. And I think Jupiter is in an exalted position right now in Cancer, and it should be heading to Leo soon. It might do a direct and then retrograde and then direct for the full for the rest of the cycle. So wish granted. Ends of conflict can be definitely granting a wish, because they can go on just for so long and they're so grating and tiring and just like, man, when is this ever going to end? And then they just kind of end, and you're left in this weird state of like, well, now what? Like, it's just kind of over, and it's anticlimactic, and it's just done. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. An anticlimactic end to conflict. I don't know if that's necessarily the way this is going, though, with the Four of Swords in reverse. This might be a hard-fought one wish. Maybe it is through a lengthy battle. Like, that was the big stress of it. But it's swords. I'm kind of getting pulled back to that, like, motion of thought. Because anytime somebody is using that, like, excuse of, it's a witch hunt, I didn't do anything, generally to hold off information that's going to change their carefully curated perception. It breaks down that image. And that's not something that's taken well. Like, there's a lot of deflecting. It can turn into a blame game and smear campaigns and all sorts of things before, I don't know, there's receipts or something. Before whatever the climax is. And maybe that is the anticlimactic part about it. It's just like, checkmate. Like, there's no disputing a checkmate. Like, a checkmate is a checkmate. That's it. So what's being illuminated that's like bringing this to an end? Oop, right away. The invitation, yes, but it was upside down. An invitation not sent, not accepted. I might need a little bit more on that. I'm not really clear. What about this invitation? Because that can go a few ways. This is the masculine one. This keeps pulling forward that thread of like, somebody got rejected. And I don't think necessarily in like a inflammatory way, because she, like, look how nice this looks. That doesn't look like conflict. She doesn't look angry. It's just kind of a no thank you. But it's that rejection that turns into obsession. So is that the witch hunt? Like, whoever is the apple of the eye, what have you. A witch hunt was started about them, but now time has gone by, things have been revealed, things have been figured out, I don't know. And this person is claiming witch hunt on them, when really they were the aggressor. And that it's such a epidemic. Like, it's a real crisis. I'm gonna give a trigger warning on this. But I saw a reel this morning about a man who he got turned down for a date with a woman, and he brutally unalived her child because he got rejected. And that, like, that is the world that all women face. It's everywhere. And we keep shouting it from the rooftops, like, hey, we're getting unalived like every 10 minutes. Like, that's the rate, that's a global rate that occurs. Are we gonna do something about this, like, ever? Because it seems kind of obvious what the cause is. Like, over 90% of violent crimes against all demographics are committed by men. Something's going on. I think that's probably a layered answer as to what, but it's definitely something. So what about this declining an invitation? Because this can even happen, like, this kind of level of obsession. This can even happen when a woman is gay and she just doesn't date men, but still the obsession occurs. And we've got, oh geez, the Death card and Justice. Pluto in Scorpio and Venus in Libra. So a massive transformation that brings in justice. And there is butterflies on that card. Transformation. So a massive change that is the justice. What is that change? The Emperor. Oh. Maybe somebody is stepping in. Somebody finally going, hey, am I the only person here that has, like, eyes and ears? Not to, exclude anybody who's dealing with anything, but it's just, how did anybody not notice this, not do anything about this, not step up? Like, how did this go on so long? And those are all major arcana. So I guess you can think of that at like a macro scale, a larger scale. This might be like a policy change or something. Because, like, how much content does there need to be on the internet from women to show that this is a crisis? Like, why haven't we declared some sort of state of emergency? Like, it really is that. It's that bad. And the leniency that some of these guys get, like that case in London, where the two boys didn't even get any prison time for recording themselves assaulting a girl. Like, there's video evidence. Like, what do you need to hold men accountable? And then that brings up to me concerns of, like, what's with this judge? Like, why would this judge have empathy for that kind of callous, sadistic behavior, to take it easy on them? Like, that's the alarm bells that are going off for me. It's concerning. But maybe there's an emperor that's stepping in and putting their foot down. Oh, and it looks like the Aries symbol looks like the rune. That's cool. Very synchronous. Because I think myself and many others are like, well, how bad does it need to get before we take meaningful action before we actually acknowledge the problem that's right in front of our face. I think is that the APA? Is that a risk factor for violence? Is being male. Like what do we do? What is this emperor doing? Like, what is this justice? So I'm curious, like, what is this solution here? There's been a lot of unnecessary violence in the world for a really, really long time. And that includes to earthly concerns, resources. Ecocide is a term I heard recently. That's absolutely true. That should be able to be criminalized. Like over mining, not doing proper like environmental impact surveys and things like that. Damaging things beyond repair. So what is this action or change that's coming as an emperor? It's Aries. Change. It's actually putting things into motion, not deliberating. Okay. Bathing in the river, self-care, but it was in reverse. That's the action. Maybe not leaving the vulnerable to be the ones to have to sort everything out, which, oh my god, what a relief that would be, because we're out here like on an iceberg, you know, and they push them out and goodbye. We are not being given resources to do anything. So what is this bathing in the river? Scythe, the death card, more transformation. And that would be a massive transformation to not leave things up to the people who are being harmed to sort it out, because they're already neck deep dealing with this stuff. It's like we need a lifeline. Where is it? What are our tax dollars going to? It's supposed to help me. So what's this change? Seems like a big change. Because it's like double Aries, double Scorpio. And then there's that extra emphasis on astrology too, with this reading being the blue moon reading. So timing. It's like if you play chess, you're kind of lining up moves for later. It's like, this is later. Now it's later. And maybe really needed the luck of a blue moon. Bull moon. Strength. And 3 of Wands. Lots of fire. Sun. Sun in Leo, Sun in Aries. A lot of strength to pull this change forward. Because, I mean, how many centuries has this been going on? Or how many millennia, rather, that women are getting abused and unalived at remarkable rates. And it just continues to happen. Like, we know what the problem is. And I don't know what the solution is, though. And probably would take a very, like a multi-disciplined but multi-perspectived approach like a panel. Yeah. 10 of Cups in reverse. Because how are we supposed to live our lives and achieve happiness if we're constantly worrying about safety and like knowingly having all these issues in the workforce that we know we're being left behind because we're women? It's a matter of proving it. That's the issue. We get put in all these situations of someone, just some jackoff that got hired into a management position, has absolute power over our access to income. Like, we are so left out on an island. And that, of course, extends to more people besides women. But you can see it in the wage gaps, and you can see it in social behavior, how women are turning away from dating men. Like, it's starting to decline just because we're not safe. And it seems like a lot of behavior on the other side of the table is just doubling down. It's just getting more and more aggressive towards women. And we're kind of looking around like, okay, what do we do? This is a problem in plain view and nothing's changing. It's really frustrating. As that clock chimes. And clock agrees with me. But it's kind of like, how many times do we have to tell you? Like, per day. It happens often. A lot of bad stuff happens to women very, very often. So what? So this is the change. Still not really clear on what that change is. Maybe it kind of depends on everybody's situation. But what's the once in a blue moon that's bringing this forward, that's bringing it over the finish line, if you will, and actually applying accountability to the appropriate person or persons? Oh, that was a maybe. And women should not have to rely on luck to get justice. It's ridiculous. Whew. I want to see what all three of these are, because this feels loaded. Solitary Witch, heal yourself first. Feeding Crows, transformation. Okay, more emphasis on that. But it's in reverse. And Broken Branch, heartache. There's more butterflies there too. I mean, that's kind of bringing me back to, we're going our own way because y'all ain't getting it. Like, what are we supposed to do if there's no teamwork on pulling this cart forward? Like, yes, the strongly worded tweets are nice and all, but what are we doing? Do we have a plan? You know, like, what? Are we having town halls about this? And the heartache of having to withdraw, having to self-exile, because people are just resting on their laurels. Like, as long as they're taken care of, that's all that matters. It's every witch for herself. But maybe that's the witch hunt in reverse. It's kind of like, you found me. You went on a witch hunt and you found one at the end. Is that what you wanted? Because now, dealing with a hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. That was Hera, I think is who that was referring to in, so Shakespeare, maybe? So maybe there's this macro effect because of large-scale individual micro effects, if that makes sense. It's like seeing this trend of what women are doing to protect ourselves and just acknowledging that this is excessive. Like, why have we stood by and created a world where this was allowed to happen? And hold space, have the moment for grief. That's really important. Don't want to discount that. And then chin up, do something about it. You know, can't eat the pints of ice cream forever, but take your time. Balance. Things are out of balance currently. Oh, yeah, actually. Ooh, big emphasis on that how out of balance things are. Temperance and Two of Pentacles in reverse. This is like, is admonished the right word? Like being aghast, appalled at how bad something is and how long it's gone on. Because Jupiter, it's the last of the, I think, inner planets. So the slowest moving of them. So it's been going on for a really long time. But this is Jupiter in Leo, so that's coming up soon. Maybe that's when things will get balanced out, when something will be seen, I don't know. So what is out of balance? Oh no, I wanted to grab a rune too. About what is out of balance? Crossroads. Hecate. This could also be something omitted. Like an invitation that wasn't sent. It's kind of like that passive aggressive or even covert aggressive kind of behavior. Like if there's somebody catty in the friends group that like they don't invite you to stuff, but they'll send you pictures of the things, of like the activities or whatever. Like, well, why didn't I get an invite? And then it's kind of like, okay, I know, like, this kind of behavior shows me where I stand. Pretty out of balance. And I'm talking about things that, like, you could have been invited to. Not if they went on, like, their dream trip and whatnot. Like, no. It's lower level stuff. So what... And that's also a ritual, too. Leaving offerings or the dinners at the crossroads for Hecate. So what was left at the crossroads? But I'm getting kind of a twisted interpretation of it. Almost like a crossing spell. Something like that. Like rather than leaving something for Hecate, just like as an offering for their own personal practice or whatnot, it's like leaving something that represents something for you so that you don't have access to it. Like almost leaving it available for someone else to snatch up when it was actually yours. maybe some sort of love hex or something due to the rejection. So what was left at the crossroads? Some sort of interference just in general, though. Ooh. Let's see what all of these are. Very insistent. Well, we've got the Seven of Cups, so some sort of illusion. Yeah, and the Soulmate card. The Six of Cups. Two of Swords in reverse, and Nine of Wands. So it's almost like leaving a false love or something for you to find somewhere, like to interfere with your path in some way. Could be like a love scammer, something like that. But what I'm getting is that you blocked it, whatever it was. Like I don't know, the intention was seen, like under that crossing. The swords are crossed, and then the boundaries were kept up. Because these are both moon cards, so it's like seeing an illusion and then putting the walls up after it was seen. Seven of Cups, that's the illusion. But like someone faking, and that came up in the last reading, the whole twin flame idea. Here goes the clock. But that like emphasis on a spiritual jargon, lingo, whatnot, to try and secure a place that isn't their own. Like maybe you rejected this person because you could tell that they were like trying to adopt things that you like, things that you're interested in. There's a lack of their own interests, their own personality, really. A lot of mirroring going on. But I'm getting that this Emperor is kind of seeing like the betrayal in the background, because just to bring it back to the Algol conjunction, the Medusa myth, it's like seeing the truth that Medusa was demonized. And that she should not, like Athena, should not have taken this out on her. Medusa was the victim. So this kind of seems like just a hang tight kind of reading, like let things progress as they do. This seems like maybe something you're involved in, but it's outside your control at this point. So, we'll see. Funky energy, weird, and if you decide to watch that documentary, take your time if you need to. I know it's going to be one episode at a time for me. Give myself a break. So we've got fries and a shake. That's nice. Just a little treat, you know. Sugar, speaking of, me being a fiend for sugar, System of a Down. And a home-cooked meal. You know, that sounds really nice. I mean, my fries and a shake are going to be Taco Bell, whatever the equivalent. They might even have the nacho fries or whatever. I don't know. Which will inevitably have sugar in whatever I decide to get. But it's nice to follow that up, days like that, with an actual home-cooked meal. I don't know. Just for me, there's so much salt and everything in there. And I like to get back onto my regular routine before too long, even when I don't feel good. But give yourself a break, take it easy on yourself, and do the best you can. Dealing with, if it's a health thing, if it's a heavy situation, those anvils we all carry on our back can get pretty heavy. So take care of yourself. And overall, I hope this helps. I hope this resonates. And if it doesn't, I hope the next one does. Thank you so much.